William now seems to be in hot water with none other than the current British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer. Is there ever a day he can ever let go and move on from anything? But clearly not. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for joining me, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. If you haven't already received it, a very happy new year with whatever comes our way in 2025. Let's attack it, positively, and more importantly, with a smile. It's hard, I know, whatever's happening in the world. And I don't know about you, but over here, the weather forecast, wow, it's doom and gloom. And, if you're really struggling with your winter fuel allowance, and let's face it, everybody is, let's be honest, all the bills just keep going up. I found that depressing. When you read those things and they say, oh, X amount of snow, here's the pinpoint of where the high snow will be. We don't want to know. We know it's winter. Don't make things worse. Just simply tell us, why does everything have to be sensationalized? You know what I'm saying? You agree? It's a little bit like this. Well, somebody who really, people might say, has got an incredibly thin skin. We're talking, as I say, about the current British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. And according to a very well-placed source in Downing Street, the bottom line is with Sir Keir, he just, as I've said to you before, cannot believe on just how unpopular, how quickly he's become. I don't know why this is a shock to him on a more serious note, though, because he got in very, very slim majority. And I would say that from the off, every single one of his ministers has offended, cut up, and had disregard for our wonderful British culture. That's part of the problem, right? Whether it simply be cutting off the winter fuel, whether it be the likes of his MP, Jess Phillips, basically walking away from the fact that those poor people from the grooming gangs that have been left bereft and lives ruined, they're not interested. The waspy women making Sir Sadiq Khan a knight. I mean, you couldn't make this up. It's a train wreck of a ride so far. But according to that source, now he was upset because, get this, as you know, His Royal Highness Prince William met the incoming president, the 47th president-elect, Donald J. Trump, over in Paris at the opening of the Notre Dame. What was interesting was, obviously, they got on very well. And as we know, Donald Trump, never too shy to share things, told the world that. We haven't heard too much from Prince William. But I think, as ever, he's respectful and very much representative of how he would like his father, His Majesty the King, to represent him. But according to a source, apparently, there was no discussion about the British Prime Minister. Now, we're very clear, let me be honest, exactly what Donald Trump really feels about Sir Keir Starmer, all thanks to the fact that his team have been incredibly rude and disingenuous about him, alongside our Mayor of London, who's been incredibly ill-mannered. So you can understand why he wouldn't be high on the agenda. But according to the source, apparently Keir felt, well, couldn't he have been brought up into the conversation? After all, he is the Prime Minister. Well, one might suggest, of course, why didn't you go over yourself if you were that concerned and wanted to connect with Donald Trump rather than just make the obligatory phone call? You understand? But this is the problem now that you have. We have the royal family now being the sort of go-between, trying to smooth the path for our very special relationship with the incoming president. And there we have, of course, the British Prime Minister sulking in a corner, seemingly because in the public domain, i.e. newspapers, digital platforms, there was simply no mention of him. Now, if you were Prince William, how would you address it? I'd love to know. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.